Welcome, guys, to another episode of Guerreros Podcast. Today we have another guest. My name is Jonathan Solis. This is Nick Paez with a Z, not an S. And we're going to have a great conversation today. He's the president of IE Mastermind out here in Rancho. Is it still Rancho out there? Yeah. Rancho Cucamonga. Great things has happened since I became part of this great group. And it's definitely become kind of like a family, a business family, in the sense that I'm learning a lot through the people that I'm meeting there. So personally, they definitely have helped me gather so much information that has helped me understand a lot of the things that are going on. We're going to get a little bit into who Nick is and what he does. But Nick, can you please let the people know what you do, where you are, and what we're doing here?
Yeah, my name is Nick Paez, and I'm grateful to be here on the GUERREROS Podcast. What I do is I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, but I've been stuck in the corporate world for 10 years, and then finally transitioned as a business owner about 5 years ago, building an insurance agency. But my passion is helping people grow, tapping into people's full potential of what's possible. And that's how I started the mastermind group, just to surround myself with those type of people and just keep elevating each other as a group.
Oh, so you guys here just heard it right now. He's been an entrepreneur for a long time. 5 years ago, he's getting build a team, and now he's building leaders. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because I've seen it firsthand myself. What the group does, what they're about. The type of commitment that comes with that, the type of people that we have and within the group are definitely high-level individuals, which at this point, to get in rooms like that, you gotta either be trying to do something or doing something, or you just definitely need a change in your mind. Now, can you let us know how IE Mastermind Group came about?
Yeah, so I read in a book, Think and Grow Rich, that there's a power in the mastermind. Power in surrounding yourself with like-minded people to exchange ideas. And so I started looking for the mastermind group everywhere. I was looking at all different cities around me, and I didn't find them. I found a lot of networking groups, a lot of referral type groups. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. So I created my own mastermind group. Initially, I didn't charge, and the group was great, but the quality of people was not what I wanted, you know?
Yeah.
There were just people who wanted to take, who wanted to just exchange business and not really contribute.
Cool.
So once I started charging, that's when the group started elevating in the quality, the discussions, and it started bringing the right people. So a lot of times what I found out is those people who grow, they're willing to pay. They're willing to invest in themselves, and those are the type of people that I wanted in the group. And so as we've been growing, the speakers, they see the value and they join the group, and it keeps elevating the group and the conversations and leveling everybody up.
You ever heard of Bobby Castro?
No.
So Bobby Castro is definitely a really wealthy man in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this guy started. And he knows his stuff. You know, he literally came from nothing. From driving a bucket car that was, intoxicating his family with the fumes of the smoke, right, out in Florida. But his story later on, you should definitely look into that. But he started something for free, giving out knowledge for free. And what you just said literally kind of reminded me of that, because he's like, dude, I was over here giving out all this value, all this, because at this point he's got so much money, he doesn't need it. Yeah. Right, but it's like, so I was doing it for free, and at this point, like, the people that were coming by, like, they didn't even believe it was free, you know. Yeah. And he's like, it wasn't until I started charging, I think it was like $10,000, that people were taking it serious and more people came in. And he's like, what that did is kind of what you said. He weeded out the people that were not quality or fitted for this. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, people that invest within the community, invest in themselves, is people that really want something, that already know that, hey, I need to change, or I need to help, or I need to be around this group of people that are definitely going to be helping me get to that other level that I need, right? So, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, because at the end of the day, I like to say it's not about the money. Yeah. It's about the knowledge that you're going to acquire through it. And if you understand what investing in yourself is, you're definitely going to not only get a lot of value in the sense of the knowledge, because no one can take our knowledge in here. It's like Coach Jesse says, it's not like someone can just grab it and write it down, man. It's like it's already in here, right? So I love how you just said that, because a lot of people make money they make money a limiting factor in their lives. You know, and when I first came to the IE Mastermind group, one of the things that was in my head, I was like, oh, I just want to be one of those groups again. You know, like I already kind of, I've been for one whole year, I've been in search of something too, you know, and finding, or at least surrounding myself with the right crowd. So what does IE Mastermind group stand for? What is it, IE?
So initially, IE stood for the Inland Empire. This whole region is called the Inland Empire. But as we started growing and as we started thinking how we're going to scale nationally and then globally, the IE stands for Ideas to Empires. It's all about the exchanging of ideas, collaborating and doing big things together. And the ideas that came from the mastermind group, they've already changed. We've created the Infinite Growth Expo that came out of that mastermind group with a collaboration of Nestor, life coach Jesse, and myself. And that was a collaboration from the mastermind group and changing ideas. And there's been $17,000 to $50,000 deals that have been collaborated in that group. And so, that's how Ideas to Empires fits the
I love how you pivoted to that, because if you just do Inland Empire, it keeps you here.
Yeah.
But the way you switch it to Ideas to Empires, man, that is beautiful. Let me ask you something. I've been doing my homework, right? Because this is probably my second time meeting you in person, or third time now, right? And I want to say it's definitely one of those things, man, that surrounding myself with individuals like yourself, it's one of those things that has helped me grow in many aspects, as far as, you know, mentally, spiritually now, because with the group we definitely have great spirits, great knowledge of people that definitely do their work when reading the Bibles and stuff, right? But one of the things I saw on your Instagram was you do a lot of family time. Yeah. You do a lot of I don't want to say workouts, but a lot of events like I think was it the Spartan race or something?
Yeah, Spartan, Ironman.
Yeah, so I see you doing all this stuff, man, and I'm just like, holy crap, dude! I was like, I haven't even done the marathon. I said I was gonna do like 10 years ago. You know, and that was when I was running 8 miles, like nonstop. And so, what has been one of the things for you to find the balance in that? To be like, okay, well, I have my empire group, I have my family, I have the hobbies that I like the sports. How did you find the balance?
Well, that was, I learned the hard way. To be honest, when I was working a 10-hour job as a manager, managing 73 employees, I was always doing businesses on the side. And there was a time where I was working 10 hours, I was driving an hour to work, I was working 10 hours, driving an hour home back in the area, and I started doing real estate as an agent. So I'd jump on the phones for several hours, you know, every single weekend I would do open houses. And here I think I'm building this empire for my family, I'm building a better life. But in their eyes, I was never home, I was never connected. Mm-hmm. And that led to me having a life off balance, my mind wasn't right, and we almost got a divorce. And so from there, I kind of put all my dreams, all my aspirations aside and said, you know what, I'm just going to stick with this job that I'm unhappy with and just deal with it.
How did you overcome that? Because at that point, the mindset, or at least as men, I understand, you know, because I got my family here. Yeah. But in your mind, like, what was the one thing that had to switch for you to start doing your own, like start doing it again? Yeah. Because definitely, I don't think people should be sticking around with something that that makes them miserable, that they don't love. At the end of the day, is it scary? Oh yeah, definitely scary. Yeah, it's definitely scary. What was it for you? Like, what was that pivot in your mind? Because I say mind because it all starts with the mind. Yeah. Now we could have the feeling, but if you don't have the mind straight, like you're really not gonna do much.
I think one of the things that really was the deciding factor was listening to all the self-help, personal development audios and stuff like that, and plugging into, you know, I never really read books before being an entrepreneur full-time, but I always listened to audiobooks. And one of the things that one of my programs went through, he said, what one man can achieve, another man can achieve. And that one sentence, just that one time, the right time in my life, made me realize, you know what, I used to think it was like special people who achieved success, or they were lucky, or they were born into it. But it helped me realize, you know what, if that person can do it, there's nothing different between me and them. I could do it too. I just need to follow the right steps and have the right person to follow. And one day I just couldn't take it anymore. I was actually to the point of being so unhappy that one day on the drive to work, I was almost gonna turn my wheel and hit the center divider to end it. I just couldn't take it, you know. I wasn't living my purpose. I wasn't living on purpose, and I knew that it doesn't make sense being unhappy just to, you know, make my family happy in a way. There has to be some sort of balance. So one day I just kind of quit. I gave them my 1 month notice, and I didn't talk it over with my wife. I told her when I got home, and it was of course a big struggle having a house and kids and, you know, all that stuff. But I thank God that I made that leap of faith. And it hasn't been easy these last 5-6 years, but it's been well worth it, and I'm on the right track and the right journey now. So
that's beautiful, man. It's thank you for sharing that story. It's really it hits home as well, man.
Yeah.
I had a situation. I don't want to say like it's just similar to it. I totaled a car that I was building for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Over arguments, you know, over letting things happen. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I was going like 50 and I hit the pole twice on the same side. My seatbelt literally broke off of me. And I walked out only with a freaking cut on my ankle. That point forward, man, all I gotta say is God is good. And it's not the first experience that I had where it's like I come close to death, right?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, man, that there's a purpose, bigger purpose for you here. Have you found your purpose? Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think most people have you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that I talk to, man, and they're like, well, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here. It's like I myself, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, you know. But then again, I feel young. I'm still pretty young. I have experienced many things in life, but I have not experienced it all.
Yeah.
Right. But to hear that you found a purpose is even better, because you have a mind of where you already have an eye on that purpose already. So
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna keep going no matter what. Let me tell you something. I know that you were also part of the Marines, right?
Yeah.
How has that mindset affected you in your personal life?
I think being a part of the Marines is a great experience, especially in high school, not knowing 100% what you want to do. Being in that environment, it allows you to have grit. As a business owner, you know that you need grit. You need to stick in there through hard times. You need to put yourself through challenging situations, because life's not easy. Business, we know, is not easy. The balance between family and business is not easy. So being a Marine allowed me to set a path to accomplish a goal and just do it no matter what. No matter if it's hard, no matter if you have pain, no matter if you are super tired and your body can't do it anymore, you still got to get the mission accomplished, if you will. And so you just get the mission accomplished no matter what. And that's the same mentality in business and in life. As many people in life, you know, they want to give up when it gets hard. They want to give up when it's not easy. And having that mindset and mentality is, you need to go through those hard times in order to get to the other side. Hard times are going to happen no matter what. You're going to have to push past uncomfortable situations, uncomfortable times, when you have no money, when you're borrowing money, and in order to get to that other side of, I call it success, but you know, success looks different to everybody.
Yes.
You got to go through that hard times and grit. And so that's what the Marine did mentally. Other people can get through those mental things by just, you know, putting themselves in uncomfortable situations. But in life, a lot of people give up when it gets hard. So I think everybody should go to the Marines or some sort of thing like that. It just helps their mindset a little bit better.
Just build them, like you said, help them build a better, stronger mindset to push through things.
Yeah.
What has been, I know we talked already about some really strong stuff, and I wasn't expected to dive that deep into the pool that quick. But wow, man, this is amazing. What has been one of the limiting beliefs that you had to break of yourself to be moving forward to certain areas to bring you to the current area that you're in?
One of my limiting beliefs that I still struggle with sometimes is that I'm not worthy for success. Like, I know that I can accomplish it, but every now and then I feel like it's kind of like the imposter syndrome. Like, you're doing all the right things, you're getting all this success, but then in the back of your mind, you're like, am I really worthy of all this, you know? And just keep pushing through that. You know, God made everybody with their ideas in their head for a purpose. And so once you have that idea or that big vision in your head, God gave that to you, so you are worthy of it. So that's sometimes I have to remind myself about that I am worthy, that God didn't put that vision in my head for no reason. It's for a purpose. And God gives you all the things and support once you have faith that you can accomplish it. So that's one of my biggest limiting beliefs I still somewhat struggle with, but I have to remind myself every now and then.
And now you're in a group that definitely holds you accountable to stuff like that. Coach Jesse's one of those guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So one of the things I learned from Coach Jesse was an apple a day keeps the doctor away, not 7 apples on Sunday.
Yeah,
all right, so you like you mentioned not feeling worthy. That was literally me not too long ago as well, man. This is beautiful. Like now I'm talking to you on a personal level, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, hey dude, go have a steak, man. Go what would you like? I was like, man, I just love to eat. It's like, dude, if I'm gonna go spend $30, like I have this guilt trip, like I'm not worth it of having it, dude. Like it's like, nah, man. Like he was like, an apple a day keeps the doctors away. Not 7 apples on Sunday, and that, like you say, was one of those things where it was the right time, the right moment to hear that.
Yeah.
And so I had to literally sit back and be like, wow, I've been doing all this work for what? Just so I could, at the end, I try to indulge in everything and I enjoy nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're breaking that limit. I'm breaking that limit and believe myself, where it's like, hey, I'm worthy of what I have. I'm worthy of what I'm doing. I'm worthy of the people that I'm surrounding myself with. I'm worthy of having a home. I'm worthy of everything. Right. He even has me working on a sheet that says, hey, I am worthy of such and such because. Yeah. And I fill the whole page, and I'm working on my second page. But it's one of those things that is like, hey, I don't want to say men, because women work really hard too. Yeah. But it's like, if you're putting in the work, if you're doing all the right things, and sometimes you're a lone wolf in certain areas, right? Yeah. But if you're doing all these things, why not treat yourself to something? Why not feel worthy to whatever it is, whether it be buying yourself a steak for me, I don't know what the case for you may be, but spending time with your family, or not feeling worthy of it because you don't make enough, those type of things are the beliefs that definitely hold us back down. And then once we want to enjoy it at the end, it's like, now I really can't enjoy it because now I took all this time off, and now that I'm trying to do everything at once, it's just too much, right? Yeah. So for yourself, I know that you've definitely probably had some good struggles growing up. Where was Nick Paez, let's say, in his 20s? He was still in the Marines?
Yeah. Growing up is a different story. Nobody had it easy. I didn't have it easy. In high school, my parents got divorced, and I was, I had 2 siblings that moved to Germany along with my mom. So I was, pretty much a only kid of having siblings my whole life. So that was a tough time. So the Marines was a time where I was able to connect with people and kind of grow, and I think it was a good structure for me. But yeah, in my 20s, I actually went into the reserve. So I did my active duty. And then after that, I came out and I went to college. I was working at FedEx and going to college at the same time, and then doing the reserve duty once a month and 2 weeks in the summer. So yeah, that's what I was kind of doing in my 20s.
Wow, man. Is it one of those struggles where, when it comes to family, it's always gonna be hard, no matter how small it may look to somebody, or you know what I mean? Because like you said, we all have struggles, right? Yeah. For any person out there, any individual, especially the other Nick, that Nick that's out there in his 20s right now, what will you let our audience know when it comes to coming through certain hardships? Yeah. Like, what advice will you have for them as far as like making sure that, hey, I'm not gonna say it's okay, but what type of advice will you give them?
The biggest advice that I would give is, there's 2 paths in life. There's the path that is easy, that goes to a life that may not be easy in the future. And there's a path that is challenging, or there's resistance. But you can go down each path you want. Every single day, every single moment, every single decision is a decision to go down one path or the other. No matter what your background is, whether you've had a hard background, whether you struggled your whole life, whether you had nothing, you can become something in anything that you want. You just have to make more of those decisions down the right path, and you'll get there. You just got to follow the right people. You got to surround yourself with people who have what you want, whether it be the family life, whether it be the material things, whether it be the spiritual things, and just surround yourself with that, knowing that you can become that too if you take enough decisions in that direction. And every single moment in life is that tiny little fraction of getting closer to that direction or further away. And it's all about taking the right path or the wrong path.
What about the path less traveled?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do as entrepreneurs, business owners. Of course, it's the right path for everybody. Like you say, success is not the same for everyone. Some people want the cars, some people want the family, some people want the spiritual life. For you, what is your path?
So my path is balance. I've, from learning the hard way to building it up, I started researching what all successful people do. Those people who have that balanced life, who are fulfilled, who are happy, who have the toys, if you will, but also have that balance, with spirituality, connecting to God. And I created balance in my life by following certain mentors who have that balance. And what I found is I break my life into 4 key areas. Family or relationships, health, business or money, and then spirituality. So I keep those 4 key areas, and I created habits around it every single day. So I always feel this balance. I always feel fulfilled because I always fill each one of those cups every single day. Even though I might spend 10, 12, 15 hours a day working, I still put in the work and the time to connect spiritually with God, to connect with people, and focus on my diet and my fitness. So yeah, that's how I kind of create that balance.
Yeah, I love when you said that the other day on Thursday you shared it with the group. Yeah. And that's one of the things that as entrepreneurs would definitely, and business owners, would definitely struggle with. And I mean, for people that are on a 9-to-5, at least you have a set schedule, and then you can work around that. Because I mean, you already know where you're going, what time you're going in, what time you're coming out. Yeah. For us, I mean, dude, we checked out at. Everybody walked out of here at 12:10 a.m. last night or this morning. Yeah. And then my other guy that came from LA checked out at 1:30. We got some stuff ready so we could walk out later on. I checked out at 2:30. I was asleep. And here we are again, man, waking up at 7, I think at 6 or 7, right? Yeah. That was kind of a few minutes after I woke up. I was like, did I send the address to Nick? I was like, oh. I was like, good morning. I was like, I checked. I was like, yeah, man, good morning, man. See you later on. Yeah. Right? So, that's the type of thing where it's like, for us, we're not in that schedule of knowing what exactly is going to happen, right? But like you said, finding that perfect balance in those areas is some of the things that definitely I loved and to hear because it helped me understand that. Because I'm struggling with that myself, man. I'm the one wearing all the freaking hats right now. Yeah. But hearing you break it down into that, I was like, dude, okay, well, I could break it down into my family. I could break it down into the business. I could break it down into the spirit, and then I could break it down into taking care of me. Like, there's a balance. We can make it happen. And like you said, even if we're working the 15 hours, man, we still got another 9 hours to go. Yeah. Can we work can we stay awake 24 hours? Probably not every single day. No. But we can always put in a little work and make it happen. Yeah. Because individuals like yourself, like people that Jonathan Rodriguez, wow, man, the energy, the commitment, the vibe that I got it from you guys. It's like, dude, we're just gonna make it happen. At the end of the day, it's a struggle. And one of the things that I heard from Jonathan, which is the second time he saves my ass, because he shared something. But I went before him. Right now, it's like, hey, well, what's the one thing you're struggling? What or who do we bring to help you? Yeah. And I was like, man, the thing I'm struggling with is the cash flow. Yeah. Like cash flow has been a hard thing right now. And then he goes and it's like, man, I'm just gonna say it straight. This is what it is. It related to me. And then he's like, but you know what? This is how we're gonna make it work. And I'm like, and this is what happened. I'm like, wow. Like, dude, it's the second time I'm in the group that I get all this value. And not necessarily like money-wise, but at least a bit of, I don't even want to call it relaxation because I haven't been able to relax either way, but just a bit of, weight lifted on my shoulders because I get to hear other people's experience, you know? So when you put the inline mastermind group, what was the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge was just attracting the right people initially, but once we had the right group of people, it kind of grew by itself. I don't know if there was really a challenge. It was more of a passion for me. So I mean, when you're on passion and you're living life on a purpose, you know, it kind of, I would say, comes naturally. But now my biggest challenge is just going to be doing the right things and attracting the right people to help me scale it nationally by keeping, by keeping the same concept of the group and the same values that people get from coming.
Would you like some water?
No, okay, thank you, appreciate it.
And all the talking is the throat dry.
Yeah.
But how many chapters is it on for the Inland Empire group so far?
So we have 2 chapters locally. We're starting a 3rd chapter in Temecula with one of our business partners down there. He's going to be working on that. And then we have a couple of ones coming up, possibly one in San Francisco area and then Los Angeles. So, yeah.
One of the words I keep hearing, and before I even knew that you guys were trying to do this, like not just here, but across, you know, just kind of spread out across the country. And then I heard the word global.
Yeah.
The word global has been popping in my, I want to say in my life this past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And the guy that was here yesterday, his name is Carlos Avila. He owns a marketing company. He has a few companies under his belt within one company, right within the holding company. And one of the things that we talked about, we literally went about almost an hour and a half talking, just sharing ideas, going back and forth. And up to this point, up to last night, I had not met the guy in person. So to me, talking to people face to face, looking at them in the eyes, reduces a lot of that, you know, that filtration of, are you or not? Yeah. Are you real or you're not? Yeah. You know, so that's why when I travel all the way out here, like I'm meeting these great people that is like, dude, I can't bullshit them, they can't bullshit me. Yeah. You know, it's one of the things that even Coach JC asked me, he's like, hey man, how much did you bullshit yourself last year? And I was just like, and we're on the phone. But you know, the integrity that I hold is like, dude, like I could right now, of course I can. I could be like, oh, you know, 10, 20, like, nah, dude, I want to say about 60, 70, I want to say it's about 70%, almost 80% of my, last year I bullshitted myself. And so, you know, being able to talk to people in person was one of those things. But going back to the word global, I was talking to him for a whole hour, and through that conversation, he's like, dude, I just want to do something because everybody's doing the same thing here. Nationwide. And I was like, I want to go global. And I'm just like, wow, dude, that is, I was like, that's amazing because I don't think anybody's traveling outside of the United States to speak. I don't think nobody's going outside of the United States to create masterminds. And that was one of the things, like, as entrepreneurs, we have to do what we have to do when we already have a belief and a path of, you know, where we want to go to. So now this guy is going out to TJ, all the way down to Mexicali, and you know, he's crossing the borders just to do this masterminds with his people, with our people down there, right? So I was like, dude, I got connections in, I forgot how many freaking places he said. It's like, but to be able to have connections outside of the United States in other parts of the world, and it's like, dude, I see it, right? And then I heard global again at the IE Mastermind group the other time too, and I was like, dude, what's up with this? What's going on? Like global again, global. And then the interview with Albert, I asked him a question too, and he's like, oh man, we're going global. And I'm like, there he goes again. And I was like, dude, this is a sign. We're all going global. And before that, I had a conversation with my uncle, my dad's brother. And I don't know if you, probably not, but Guerrero is my dad's last name. Oh, okay. I have my mom's my mom's last name, which is Solis. Yeah. So as a father, I'm pretty sure you understand, and now that I understand is my kid having my last name is one of those things that, you know, it just makes me proud as a dad. Yeah. Right, and my dad doesn't have that. I'm the only man. I'm the oldest son, the oldest grandson on both sides. You know, in a sense, the oldest cousin when it comes to my mom and dad's side. Yeah. So like I have some big shoes to fit, you know, some big shoes to wear. And I told, in my head, I was like, I always wanted to do something with Guerrero. I was like, at this point, I don't want to take off the last name because I don't want to disrespect, you know, the side of the family. but I also wanna bring that to my dad. Was like, dude, you did something with it.
Yeah.
And so I told him, I was like, his brother, he's my uncle. He's like, hey, so keep going. Like, nephew, you're doing the right thing. I was like, hey, I'm gonna take this last name across the world. And dude, that was the first time that it happened for the globe. The globe. So like going back to the spirituality of this is, hey, God has a way to put certain people in my path that makes things possible, not just for me, but I'm pretty sure for you.
Yeah,
do you and talking about people, do you have mentors yourself right now?
Yeah, I have a lot of mentors. Some of my mentors have been Garrett J. White. He's the one who kind of helped me create that balance in my life. Bedros Keuilian, who started Fit Body Bootcamp, franchise. A gentleman who started a restoration company down in Lake Elsinore, kind of expanded his business to amazing heights, and then pulled out of it as a CEO. And he wrote a book called The 2-Day CEO. He's kind of one of my mentors as well. And that's, so those are kind of my mentors I keep sticking with. And then of course, Grant Cardone and Dawson, Brandon Dawson from Grant Cardone's team is one of my mentors, just teaching me how to think big, 10x. And then also Brandon Dawson talks about business structure and how to scale your business when you hit certain heights. And then I always listen to audiobooks and read, and so every single one of those I consider my mentors in a way.
No, yeah, definitely, because you're pouring all that knowledge into yourself too.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm learning is sticking around with your mentors, even though you learned what you needed to learn at the time. It's like some people forget that even your mentors are getting mentors that are still teaching them something, right? So when it comes to you, they're still pouring more new things for you to learn. What has been one of the biggest lessons that you have learned from your mentors that have impacted? I mean, I know everything has definitely been a lot of good value that you've learned. But let's say at least 3 things that you learned from your mentors that have been that change in your life.
The biggest thing that I've learned is to create that balance in my life. That's number 1, is to put habits in place that support those habits, that support that balance. So every single day I have a habit checklist that I do. I just kind of check them off, and pretty much it fulfills all 4 of those key areas of balance. So typically in the morning I'll wake up early, get most of those habits done. And that way I fulfill my being, I fulfill my workout, I get that diet started with a green drink. And my workout, I do my prayer, my meditation, and then I send 2 messages out giving people gratitude, appreciation, honor, love, and I let them know that. And then the rest of the day I apply what I learned in business and apply it. So that's one of my biggest things that I learned. The other thing is that one of my mentors told me, I don't know where I heard it from, but it's keep going after your purpose. Once you find that purpose, go after it 100% with faith, knowing that you're going to accomplish it and that all the right people and the right things are going to come in place to do it. And of course that's with God's intervention. And so that's the other big thing that I learned. And the third one, I don't know. I mean, I've learned so many different things along the way.
I was like, we keep it to one, man. There's so many things. Yeah. Because for myself, even the mentors that I'm not directly working with, one of the things that you mentioned earlier was matching my habits to my goals or to where I'm heading. So one of the things, and I keep bringing it up because it's pretty recent, man, but I mean, we're 30 days and some change sober. Yeah. So one of the things that I heard was from Eric Spofford. I know you've heard of that guy. Yeah. He's also he's a billionaire, man. There's literally nothing that he cannot buy in this world. I'm pretty sure he could go buy a whole company and just buy all the cars in it and just keep them on himself, But at that point, he said something like, because I went to, I think it was Driven Business Bootcamp. And he was like, man, if, it's like, what do you want out of your company? I was like, and I got so nervous, man, because it was like 2,000 people in the bag, and I'm just like, fuck, I want to sell it for $1 million. It's like, dude, you're thinking too small. You gotta think bigger. Yeah. It's like, but I'll tell you this: you gotta match your habits to your goals. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you're thinking, or if you're saying, I want $1 million company, $1 billion company, $1 trillion company, but you have $100 habits.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get to those? You know, and it's one of those things that I had to really, like, I literally went back home and I sat and I was just like, wow, dude, like my habits, like I want all this out of life. Not just materialistic stuff, like they said, the toys, but there's all these things that I want in life, and I'm not even matching my habits. Like, dude, I'm over here waking up at 10, not answering the calls, and it was a really great year, you know, like I said, I was like bullshitting a lot, but hearing that and then hearing it again right now was like a very good reminder. Like, there's more habits we need to break.
Yeah.
What do you do? Because like you say, you have a balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will you be able to share what are a couple of things that you do in each section of that?
So my first one with my being, which is myself, or my body actually, is every single day I'll work out, whether it be a quick 20-minute HIIT workout, like really hard, or I do a weightlifting session. That will be my first habit that I check off. The second habit that kind of gets my mindset right for the day about my diet is I'll have my green drink. That just kind of puts my mind, it gets all the nutrients in my body first of all, and then it sets my mind that, oh yeah, I'm on the right path. I got to keep conscious of my diet. I'm not always perfect, you know, I'll eat pizza every now and then, but at least it kind of sets my day on the right path. And that's my body habit. My being, I'll do a meditation. I'll do prayer, and those check off that, and then I'll read the Bible just to kind of get good words and to grow. But that helps my being. I think meditation is huge. I used to think it was hokey pokey, Eastern medicine, but it could be as simple as just breathing, closing your eyes and breathing. And what that does is allows your mind to have this extra space to think, to have thoughts that come in. I believe I'm guided by the Holy Spirit. And God can talk to you through that time of silence, or ideas can come in your head, or you can have change that, like thoughts of ideas. So meditation is huge for me. And then I'll do 2 things of gratitude. I'll text either my family, my wife, my children. I'll send them a little video that I appreciate them, I love them, I'm honored to know them. Or if I don't want to do that every single day because then it gets kind of monotonous. So I'll just reach out to different people, like mentors I see on YouTube, or, people in the mastermind, just let them know I appreciate them, or, give them inspiration. And that checks off that. And I do that every single day. It just keeps allowing me to have these relationships and have these connections. And the last thing is I'll learn something in business. I'll read a book, typically, read up to 10 pages. And I'll take one thing in that book about business or personal development, and I'll apply it, or I'll teach it. And that way you're always learning, you're always growing. And then the rest of the day I just grind in business, and that's pretty much it for the habits. One thing that I would say with relationships and keeping that balance is even if you have just a little bit of time with your loved ones, making that time very meaningful. There's a book I read called the 4 Love Languages, or the Love Languages, and knowing what the other person's love language is makes a big difference. For example, my wife, me, my love language is like touch and affection and hugs and stuff like that, but my wife's isn't. Hers is like time. So I can give her all the hugs I want, she won't feel loved, but if I sit next to her for 10 minutes or half an hour, just sitting and talking, that fills her cup up with love. So knowing other people's love language, you can get a lot more done if you know what their love language is. So yeah, hopefully I didn't go too long on that.
No, that's the second. Like I said, it's a great reminder. Because that's the second time I hear that too. Now with my family, as a business owner, trying to become a leader and grow leaders is one of the things that you have to know for other people too. You need to know what it is that they like and how they like to feel appreciated too. Yeah. Because some people want to get motivated with money, some get motivated by getting compared to us, like, oh nah dude, I'm better or something,
Yeah.
Some people get motivated by receiving gifts. So love language becomes that one thing too. I was like, hey man, you love to be touched, hug. Like Dr. Jason said, we need at least 8-7 hugs a day.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one is I myself, I'm the same way. I'm physical. When I go to sleep, my feet gotta be touching my wife's feet somehow. Even with a hug. But yeah, it's a good reminder, man, that, we gotta, or at least I gotta figure out my love language with the partner as well. So thank you for sharing. Let me see, man. I just got kind of stuck, man, because like I said, it's always good reminders that pop up. For yourself, how young are you, man? Because you definitely don't look old.
Yeah, I'm 47.
Yeah, I was like, you don't look old.
I feel 20 inside, but
yeah, there you go. That's the other thing, I guess. Like, dude, you don't. I was like, I'm 35 now, dude. I thought you were like 20, 25. I was like, dude, I just have that energy.
Yeah.
We're still going. But for you, where you sick? What do you see Nick Paez? Let's say let's do a short term, 5 years.
5 years is gonna go. I have a lot of things going on. I have big dreams, big goals, actually huge goals. And in 5 years, I know we can accomplish a lot. I think the IE Mastermind Group is going to be already global in 5 years.
Cool.
And I'm going to be able to go to all the different locations, affect people globally. Because a lot of time I feel like, as Jesse says, we're lone wolves as business owners, but being able to connect and have the right people to connect with and inspire us to grow more, like it creates a ripple effect. Like I feel like all of us are leaders. You're a leader. Jonathan's a leader. Coach Jesse's a leader, and we're all leaders. If we can just inspire leaders to grow more, just the ripple effect that it can do for the world can be huge. So that's my goal in 5 years, just to get there.
And I was like, I can only imagine what's gonna happen in 10. Like so it's a beautiful thing to hear that, because like I said, that word global has been popping out a lot.
Yeah.
And doing global anything is definitely a challenge in itself when you're trying to do something nationwide. So trying to go global, man. Like I said, I'm already part of this group of IE Mastermind Group, and seeing what you guys are doing and how people are coming together. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that it's definitely going to happen, because you have, and now I'm gonna say we, because I'm part of the group, but now we have individuals, man, that are doing what they're doing in their area, in their niche, in what they know, and you're bringing all this together. And even if it was like only people that do garage doors, like, or people that just do the plumbing, like, it's at a certain point, you're like, they're just, it's a closed mindset when you just have the same niche in one, right? But you have doctors, you have finance, you have plumbers, garage door installers, you got a little bit of everything in that recipe. So I am a big believer that no food is good. Just if you want to make a caldo de pollo, chicken soup, you're not just gonna put the water and throw chicken in there, right? You need all the condiments, you need all this other stuff. So that's when I look at the IE Mastermind Group, man, that's literally what I see. I see all this group of people, this big recipe just boiling, and then it's just simmering, man, getting ready to get eaten out and in a way that, now it's good to go. Now it's getting built. Now we have like you literally have that recipe just boiling, and before you know it, you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna be traveling to all these places around the world, man. And that makes me excited, and a lot too, because it's
you're gonna be a part of that.
And it's exciting. It's even more so excited, because like I said, it's like I'm seeing this recipe just getting cooked in front of me, and I want to share a little something with you, which was. Like I say, God has a way of putting people in my life. But the day that I went to the first mastermind, which was about a month and some change ago, on the 9th of last month, was it? I believe. What happened was all these people came in. And as you already know, like I wasn't even supposed to be there. I just ended up trying to go through to get tickets for the Infinite Growth Expo. But there was there's this conference table, all the seats around there. Anybody walking in, I didn't know anything, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna wait for everybody to sit down, because I don't know who's who, I don't know what's what, I don't know what's going on. I just signed up, walked in, started shaking hands, and I see people sitting here, sitting there, sitting everywhere, taking chairs, and I ended up sitting next to Marco, right? Marco right in the front. The seat that was right next to Marco, which was the second seat, was empty. And at that point, I was like, well, I'm the type of person that I want to sit in the front all the time. Just because I like grabbing the attention and the fact, like, I pay attention. I don't want to just sit there and be like, look pretty type deal. I go to the front to get attention and pay attention. But that day, my intention wasn't to sit in the front. It was for me to let everybody sit, because at the end, a conference table is meant for the people that are part of something, right? So I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait to see what happens. And I waited, and everybody was just walking around, sitting around, doing their thing, talking, and at the end, nobody took that seat. And like I said, man, God has a way of putting people in our lives, putting situations and opportunities in my life, man. And God said, "That's your seat, man. Go take it." And nobody took it. So that alone right there, man, is one of the stories I wanted to share with you, because it was a very impactful, pivotal moment for me. Listening and having Jonathan Rodriguez do his presentation. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody felt it in the room. They're like, dude, like, I think we're about to all get fired from just rap painting. You know? Like, geez, man. Yeah. I was like, I almost felt like, dude, I need to Google up what is his mission? What is his core values? I was like, dude, I'm about to get fired. Crap. You know, so I want to thank you for, one, making it a free event for people that are coming to check it out. Because, like I said, I was expecting it to be something where it's like, oh, dude, we're gonna have to pay. Like, they're gonna ask for the money. No money was ever asked for me. No money was ever. I didn't have to put on my wallet because it got requested. Is what I'm saying. And that feeling alone gave me even more of a trust with the Inland Empire Group, and or the IE. I want to call it IE now, because Inland, you know, where it's not inland. It's ideas. You know, the two empires. Right, so I wanna say thank you for putting that together. I wanna thank you for being where you are. Because of where you are, I'm gonna be able to get to where I need to be. You know, and so
I want to, if that's okay, I want to give you props, man. Like, you inspire me. Like, everybody in the group inspires me, but people like you with the energy who take action, even though it's hard, even though you're coming from San Francisco. I mean, even this trip, you know, it hasn't been easy with the road trip and traveling and going to LA and coming back and not getting enough sleep and, you know, all that stuff. Like, I commend you for what you're doing and how much work you're putting into it and how much action you're taking. Even that leap of faith to come down to that mastermind group and just showing up. That's one of those decisions, as I was talking about earlier. You're making the right decision to get to where you want to go. So I commend you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
You just keep it up. You're gonna do some huge things in life. Like, even this is gonna grow. Guerreros Podcast is gonna grow, like, globally. But also your garage door company is just gonna be something you look back when you either sell for a couple million or a couple $100 million later on down the line. It's just gonna be your stepping stone to something greater, man. So I commend you, and I'm proud of you, man. And you're doing some awesome things, dude.
I appreciate those words, man. They it hits, because, you know, I mean, you're only about a decade older than me, but it's still one of those words that is like fatherly words, you know. So they definitely sit pretty good in my heart and in my soul, I want to say. So I really appreciate those words, man. It just, like I said, it just a lot of reminders that, hey, you're heading the right way. Some people can say that, but it's not gonna hit the same as certain people, certain individual that may say it. But like I said, I just want to say thank you for being where you are. Because of where you are, I get to be and go to where I need to go. And let me ask you this: what does being a guerrero, a warrior, mean to you?
A warrior is just having grit and going after it, no matter what, you know. Just attacking hard things front on, and just keep going through it, man. No matter the hard times, you just keep going.
Well, there you have it. In Guerreros Podcast today, we had a very great guest that helped us understand not only business, as well as balance, as well as understanding that, hey, we are human, and hey, it's not what you want to do or what you're doing. It's about taking that leap of faith, like you said, into making something better. At the end of the day, we gotta take care of ourselves to be able to take care of everyone else behind us. And if you're in that situation where you feel like you're not doing something right, or that you are doing everything right, but you're not surrounding yourself with the right people, and you're out here in SoCal, you have Nick at the IE Mastermind Group, you have Guerreros Podcast, so you can always DM me at guerreros.podcast. The word Guerrero, so we can help you, you know, find that track for you. Where can they find you, Nick?
You can find me at iemastermind.com. And that's the best way to find me over there.
Does IE have a Instagram?
Yeah, IE Mastermind everywhere. So on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, IE Mastermind.
And that is smart thing to do. Make it easier for everybody to find it. I try to do that, man, but a lot of people already took Jonathan, so I had to put the _ Jonathan_Solis. Guerreros Podcast, I try to do the same thing. Guerreros Podcast everywhere, but it has to vary because for some reason someone that's not doing something good with that name took it, and I want to check out their stuff, right? Well, not necessarily Guerreros Podcast, but they took the handle that I cannot use, so it's we gotta switch around. It was an honor having you here, man. It's great. I appreciate you for coming by and making this happen on a Saturday. We can be doing, like you said, family time or business or something else on a Saturday. At 9 a.m. definitely is when a lot of things happen for us because we wake up to do what we need to do. But again, man, thank you. I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
And Guerreros, let's go.
Let's go.